Hello everyone, Keith here. You know, one thing I feel very strongly about bringing to the Tompkins County Legislature is increased transparency and information to the 5th District. I'm sitting here in the Trumansburg High School cafeteria, just got out of the capital project meeting. Most of the district sends their kids to Trumansburg Central School District. And at the end of the year, there will be a vote on a new building project, a vote that has a lot of impact on taxpayers. And I know not everyone can be to meetings right after work. We have to get home. We have families, responsibilities. Maybe we work a night job. I know I do that 2 times a week. So I wanted to offer a little bit of a cliff notes, if you will, a summary of what I learned today. And while I'm not ready to give a vote on what I think should be done on the campus, I wanted to offer a little bit of information to you, the people that I hope to represent. Now, this really boils down to an issue of an old building that needs to be updated. What I learned today was it's a good building. It's well built, structurally it's sound. There just needs to be quite a bit of updating. However, it is the only STAR certified building on the campus. So while it is old, it is pretty energy efficient, to say the least. What I've also learned today is that this project, so essentially what we're talking about here is possibly getting rid of the Trumansburg Middle School and building a new school between the elementary school and the high school, connecting all 3. The middle school would then probably be sold and potentially turned into housing. That is one possible outcome of the middle school. This is a move that is being done, as I'm told, based on programmatic needs, not population needs. The population of the school district is expected to remain flat for the next 15 years or go down a little bit. We're in a bit of a big decline right now as it is. So this isn't a population move. The goal is to offer more STEM or STEAM-centered spaces for students to better collaborate with teachers, with one another, combine disciplines, so science can interact with art in these spaces and agriculture. So there is a good plan for how to use these spaces. But for you, the most important thing is the discussion of taxes. How much will your taxes go up, and how much can you expect to pay over the lifetime of this project? And that's really going to be dependent upon which option of the half dozen possibilities that we're looking at right now. And if you go to my website, hannonfortompkins.com, you'll see a little article I wrote earlier in the week about that and about the different options on the table. So some other questions that came up during the meeting was the idea of combining student populations into 3 connected buildings. Some were worried that mixing these populations would be detrimental to the younger students or even the older students in some regards. Others saw it as a great opportunity for older students to collaborate with younger students. One individual also expressed worry over a security issue of all 3 schools being combined, whereas if you have an emergency in one school, it could quickly become an emergency in all of the schools. Other people disagreed with that, didn't think that was worthy of consideration for not doing it, but certainly was a major point expressed during the meeting. In summary, I would say this discussion is really just getting going. There are about 6-7 options on the table for how to proceed. The state is mandating that certain updates definitely be done to the building. The problem with only doing those is that it's believed that more would need to be done in 5 years and then probably another 5 years after that. So if you do the bare minimum, we could be paying for it over the next 10 to 15 years versus doing a larger project now and not having to worry about more updates in the future. Another thing to consider is many felt that middle school is very much a symbol of our community. It's kind of the hallmark of the district. It's a focal point on campus. And there's an affinity for this building and the tradition that this building has supplied over the years. So, there's an emotional attachment to this middle school that's been around for a long time. And some see leaving it behind would be unnecessary and unfortunate. So there's another informational meeting coming up in a couple weeks. I'll post that on my Facebook page and on the website. So there's a lot to debate here. There's a lot of nuance to the discussion, and it will continue to go on through the spring and summer before the district comes up with a plan to actually vote on in December. So I hope to continue to keep you up to date so that you can make a good vote in December, hopefully right after you vote for me in November. In the meantime, you can ask me questions if you want. I took about 3 pages of notes on today's discussion, so feel free to reach out and I'm happy to elaborate. And I look forward to talking to you more as the course of this campaign goes on.